Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maruf and you are watching my basic water. So in previous sessions we have seen simple shapes and we also did colors using various washes, wet on dry and all those things. Then gradually we move to making simple forms such as sphere, cuboid, cone, cylinder, and then we painted that individually. And when we moved further, we also used these shapes into making still life, and we did a still life session using basic simple forms, and we have utilized this into a still life. Now, gradually, as we move on, what we will do here is we will make these shapes into objects and utilize these shapes into an object, and we will make a complete still life session here. So when we are making still life, it is important to understand the various shapes to bring into very basic shape such as square, triangle, circle. So what you will observe here is when you will see this jar, you will see that it has been divided into rectangle, circle, tilted lines, and then here this is into the square. So in the same way, here too, this jar, where this jar fits, so this square, where you see this is this area, this is the square, and this is the height of the jar. So this is the triangle, inverse triangle here, and you will find this circle for this lemon. And in the same way, here too, when you are making this jar, so this is the round of this jar, and then this is the neck part of it, and this is the apple. So is the shape. So in the same way, what we had done here is we had utilized all these shapes here, the basic shapes. I did a rough sketch here, and what I will do here is I will fair part of it, and then we can start coloring it. So let's get started. So this is our reference picture, and you will notice that this is our triangle for this object, and this is the circle part, and this is again another circle for this orange, and this is the rectangle. Okay, and this is again another rectangle, cuboid for this book, and this is another rectangle using for this napkin. And in this way it is our see, basic forms are ready. So what we will do here is we will start doing the uh, fair part of it. We will wipe it out whichever is not necessary, and we will do some precise lining here. Once you will color, this lining will not much appear. So this is our jar part, and once the jar is done, we can highlight the orange. It cannot be exactly the exact sphere or circle. It has to be, remember that it has to be usable. So we have to just use the sphere. This is the shadow part. So anyway, it's going to be dark. So just highlighting it to understand the shadows. Now extra lines we can remove it, just removing the extra lines wherever lines are not needed, and we'll once see that all the shapes are on in correct form. This is done. We have almost everything is into the shapes. So let's get started and do a nice painting. So now let's start with the jar, and we will take yellow ochre here for, for some yellowish shadows, a very touch of yellow ochre, so that some it can reflect some lights over here. So once the lighter tones are done, we will what we will do here is we will add little darker tones, and then we will let the uh, lighter shadows get dry. Now we will keep adding the darker tones using Payne's gray. We will take a little thick color so that it won't. Little lesser than half. You will notice that everything is black covering the shadow. Just show the circular part here, sphere kind of thing, so that you can differentiate the neck and the. So just we just need to follow the shadow highlights. Now coming to the, uh, we can do a touch of book over here. So we'll use yellow ochre, touch of orange, Just a warm shadows here on the book. Now for mug, what we will add is I think it's red. So what we will do, we'll add touch of payroll red, the beautiful red, bright red color. Wherever there is a dark shadows, we will add thick layer of this red. Later on, we will add darker shadows here. Now coming to orange, we will add initially we will add a touch of yellow and then orange. Wherever the shadows are dark. So in this way, our orange is also almost done. Later on, we can keep adding the darker tones if needed. Right now, this is the first base, so it's okay. Now coming to this matte, which is more yellow, less green, like an olive. So let's see how much we can match the colors. Can keep adding yellow to it to make it bright green. Now we will add some darker tones wherever is needed, and then we will finish it off the painting. So let's add some backgrounds to it wherever it is needed. What we will do here is you will see the lightest spark over here is here somewhere above the. So we will keep the area white and then let spread the water wherever we need. then you will see that most of the color is almost burnt sienna. So we will take some burnt sienna here. We will try to make some circular effect here for the light. Now adding some burnt sienna and white. Now adding some shadows on the cup using Payne's Gray in the pale red. Now adding the shadows and the darker tones. We'll start with some touch of orange. In the same way, there is a dark shadows here. We are just adding the darker tones and the shadows, so wherever is needed. So let's see how it works. Just focusing on the shadows. Now coming to the book, there is a yeah, just highlighting the shadows, that's it. And then wherever it is necessary, take the lines prominent. Books lines are not as visible, but we can still make some strokes to look like a book. I'm just focusing on shadows, that's it. And when here is the darkest dark, we will add some water. Take black and keep adding it. Adding black brings depth to the painting, and always when there is a darkest dark which is not at all visible, you can make as dark as possible. So here almost all the shadows have casting shadows have been added, and a touch of dark is still to be added. Let's do the final dark which is over here. We will add another tone of the dark here so that it can be differentiated table and the background. Again we will add some water to it, another layer. Keeping this in mind, you have to then you will make a bottle of burnt umber and a touch of Payne's grey. We'll add, make it a dark, and this puddle we will just use it to for our shadows. Now taking the small brush and spread the corners, spread the dark tones in the corners, will make it shadows precise or background precise. Now take a pure white and just wipe it, the white area, and we can say that our painting is done. Wherever the puddle has formed, we will just wipe it off. So we can consider that this our painting is done. So thanks for watching, and this was our final session. So we had seen converting from the simple forms of sphere, cube, or cone to we have made this still life painting. Hope you liked the session, and do like and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.